Hello everybody. So this is going to be a day off type of video, kind of recovering after perhaps a crazy Monday. We'll see what's going on tomorrow. Anyways, the market is slowly recovering after Bitcoin dropping on the average of different exchanges, dropping to 104 on some exchanges, the less lucky exchanges that do perps and 5x leverage, dropping to 100k, some of them even below 100k. Yes, after all of that, and that drop, by the way, if it's just for a split second, that could be enough to liquidate people. There were many people who were 5 times long who got liquidated on Friday. You know, sort of a tragedy for a lot of folks. What happened on Friday, a lot of people are still very upset on X, not recovering, very angry. A lot of younger traders very angry about that stuff. Anyways, it's aggravating, of course, but it's crypto, so we were kind of expecting it. The point I'm trying to make here is that it's recovering. We went up starkly, like $2,000 about 2 hours ago. The whole market went up $2,000 for Bitcoin. Why? Why did it go up? Because we had this tweet, this truth from Trump with a very easing statement, right? Don't worry about China. Highly respected President Xi. You know, he says the USA wants to help China. The USA doesn't want to hurt China. So really a very, you know, I don't know how to call it, but this is polar opposite message from what we had on Friday, right? An appeasing message. He's burying the hatchet. No more war. This is a very reassuring message from Trump, and this is of course very similar to I think it was the Foreign Ministry of China. We should also yesterday they issued a very balanced message. Seemed to me like it was a very nice message that they issued too. The meeting that he was saying he was not going to meet, no, the meeting is still on. Apparently China refused the phone call, but the meeting is still on. And you had J.D. Vance, who said a few hours ago that Trump will be a reasonable negotiator. You know, Trump is not going to have to use leverage, and they appreciate their friendship. So the Chinese president losing face, Trump losing face, very important in China culture to not lose face. Anyways, it seems like we're friends again, if you ask me. So Bitcoin's bouncing back, which is crazy because the Bitcoin movement here is just because that's what you sell. That's what you sell after hours on a Friday, right? And that's what you sell on the weekend because the markets are closed. Monday, the bond market's going to be closed too. So the price action of Bitcoin is really representing risk asset and people wanting to take off some risk or add some risk. And the reason why we dropped so much is because of aggravated liquidations from leverage traders. We flushed the leverage traders, and in many ways we are restarting from a healthier base, but it might take a few days for the new funds to come in. And of course, institutions appear to be buying a lot of things trending on X, showing that is BlackRock, bought a bunch, and institutions appear to be buying. And of course, our favorite quote-unquote institution on this channel is MSTR, and of course MSTR bought again. What I'm hoping is that it was mostly preferred, you know, with the MNAV, you know, in some calculation, I saw the MNAV on strategy being as low as a 1.2. So at this point, I don't want him to do the common ATM. I'm hoping he did a small buy, mostly the preferred. And we'll find that out tomorrow, of course, and sooner or later, the market will realize that Bitcoin has nothing to do with the tariffs. Want to point out 2 more tweets from Sailor. One of them is, yeah, if you can't handle the volatility of Bitcoin, which, you know, on modern, you know, DeFi exchanges or DEXs or SEXs, on these crypto rails, Bitcoin was even more volatile than Bitcoin in the form of an ETF. That was less volatile than the Bitcoin on the crypto rails. And of course, MSTR is even less volatile than that. I mean, it's more volatile over a longer run, 30-day, right? But in the day yesterday, you saw my video, I showed you strategy didn't drop nearly as much as Bitcoin. Strategy did not drop nearly as much as some of the manipulation that went on Bitcoin, where it reached 99,000 on certain exchanges. I think it was Kraken or something like that for a split second, enough to liquidate people. And Sailor saying, okay, well, if you don't like the volatility, which of course is not my case, I love the volatility, but if you don't like the volatility, Stretch is very appealing. Stretch hasn't moved. It's been so flat. and it's been amazing because of that. And I want to also highlight, just Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin actually held up really well compared to some of other crypto. I'm thinking especially of Sui. Sui went down so much. So some people were able to scalp Sui at very, very low prices. So actually, even Bitcoin is the blue chip. Bitcoin is the blue chip. MSTR is the blue chip Bitcoin treasury company. And, some people still think it's extremely risky, but that's obviously not my stance on this channel. I look at these companies are as an opportunity and the start of something very big. So anyways, this is my day off today. Tensions cooling off, so hopefully the market's going to be great tomorrow. This was not investment advice, not financial advice. This is only entertainment, hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow my next. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day.